thanks for tuning in. Today I want to share some items that I've picked up while I have been staying at home in quarantine. A lot of these items I had purchased and ordered before a lot of the lockdown had begun, and with everything that's going on, they all understandably took a little bit longer to get to me. While I don't necessarily want to encourage some crazy amount of online shopping and to just buy everything online right now, there is also something therapeutic that comes with shopping and being able to add some new pieces. This is really meant to be a little bit of entertainment and a little bit of inspiration on some pieces that you might be able to find yourself and some pieces that you might have been looking for. I hope you find it helpful and inspiring in that way. So first off, I have a couple Chanel items. These are all new to me items. They are not from the latest collection necessarily. They are all pre-loved or vintage items that I have recently been able to acquire. The first are these pair of boots right here. These I picked up from the Real. They were on a really excellent deal, I have to say. I believe they're from 2017. They did come with the box, but it's a rather large box. It is somewhat damaged, if you will, so I figured there's no need to put a janky box out here. But it did come with the box and dust bag. You'll see they're like a riding style boot. They're just a pull-on style, and there's the double CCs on the back, if you can see that. And they are in excellent condition. I was really excited to pick these up. I love boots. That's like my weakness. I will always think twice before I pick up a new pair of sandals, but I will never think twice when I'm picking up boots. And it's to the point where my boyfriend's like, you already have boots. And I'm like, but no, I have ankle length and I have calf and knee length, and some of them are pointy and some of them are not pointy. Some of them have more of a heel and some of them are more flat. I will find all the reasons to justify getting another pair of black boots, seriously. But I honestly didn't need much justification for these. They were just a really great, look like a very classic pair. If you see that they're kind of wrinkly and you're like, why are you saying those were in great condition? When they came to me, they actually were less wrinkled than this, but when they came to me and I tried them on, I seriously struggled to put them on. They fit. It's not so much of the length of the shoe here, it's more of getting it up my leg. They did fit, but barely. I would break a sweat trying to put them up my legs because they are a pull-on style, because there's no zipper and there's no pull tab, there's nothing. It's kind of difficult to get these on if you are just barely able to fit in them. So I decided to go the route of stretching them out so that they would fit my legs better. And I have to say, I feel like I have been able to stretch them out a bit so that they fit more comfortably over my legs. I didn't have to stretch them out too much. I would say maybe a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch is what I needed for give. If you want more details on how I went about stretching them out, I could do a whole separate video. But I do want to say that I used this stretch spray from Footfitter, and this definitely helped a lot. I was just heating it up with a hair dryer to warm up the leather while I was wearing them to get them to stretch, but I did this a couple of nights and I feel like they definitely stretched out a lot more with the help of this stretch spray. So this definitely worked a lot. I will link it down below in case you need to pick one up for yourself. This is a bit of a game changer. A lot of times when it comes to boots, this goes back to my whole story with the jumping boots when I went to the Hermes sale. I don't consider myself to have large calves in general. Historically, I haven't had to necessarily get the wide calf boots or anything like that, but they do verge on the side of slightly athletic. And I think because of that, sometimes the very top 2 inches of a boot, I'll have to like tug at the zipper a little bit for it to close. If you watched my RMSL video, you will know my story with the jumping boots. Now that I have this, now I know that all I have to do is use this a couple of times if I do find myself with boots that are a little tight. I also imagine that this would work really well if like the front toe area of your shoe is a little tight, that this should help too. Anyway, I highly recommend this stretch spray from Footfitter. It really helped me stretch out these boots that I got. All right, I have several clothing items to share, and seriously, I'm really glad I'm wearing some yellow right now, because otherwise, I mean, I still think you can guess my favorite color, but still, like, otherwise this whole video would have been very dark, like we are like Addams Family or something like that. The next Chanel piece that I picked up is this tweed suit set. It is a vintage tweed suit set. I mentioned this in my last video on Instagram Made Me Buy It, that this was on its way to me. I am very, very excited that this has finally arrived. So you can see there is a skirt on the inside. I just like folded it up, and then there is this jacket with these really gorgeous and vibrant gold CC buttons. It is super cute and it does fit really well. The tweed is in excellent condition considering it's like 30 years old. I can put the jacket on. So it looks like this, just to give you a quick sense of what it looks like. And I wanted to actually wear it with a lot of like dainty dresses inside, but once I got it, well, you'll see the sleeves are also a little bit short for me, but that's okay. But once I received the item, I also feel like it looks really cool buttoned up and wearing it like with some pants. I know it looks kind of awkward right now, but this is effectively what the jacket looks like on me. And it's also really cool because it has the original Chanel label in it. You can see like someone wrote on it like what collection it was from, what the style number was, and all that good stuff on the inside label. And I mentioned that it was a tweed set, but the skirt does not fit me at all, not even remotely close. They are the same size, but as Constance was explaining it to me as well, like a lot of times the vintage suit sets, if they're the same size, a lot of times the skirts won't fit. It might just be a way of how they were doing the sizing. It might have been back in the day that was what the size was meant to be, or people's body shapes were just a little bit different. But regardless, this skirt doesn't fit me and I'm okay with that. It would have been really cool to have the full matching set, but I like to keep the set together and I will just continue to wear the jacket. So if you haven't watched my Instagram Made Me Buy It video, I will link that so you can check it out and see some of the other things. I mentioned Constance's website in that video as well, but I'll link it down below in case you're curious to see what other vintage gems she has. I don't know how she does it, but she finds some really awesome vintage pieces. So I would definitely check her out. I'm going to link her site down below. You can also find her on Instagram at Mrs. Vintage. The next couple of dark items are from H&M. I swear, okay, so I placed an H&M order. I ordered 4 items, okay? These 2 and the other 2 I had to return because they didn't fit me very well. And I promised the other 2 items were colorful items for spring, okay? They were. It was like a lilac dress and it was a white and blue like linen dress, okay? So they were taking up all the color in that order, and of course the ones that I end up keeping are just black. That's just the way it is. This dress I wore in my last video and I did get a question on where it was from. It is from H&M. It is part of their Conscious line and it's just like a cotton puff sleeve mini dress. Let me see if you can see the bottom. There you go. You don't have to, but I would have fit in a size down. And if I had purchased this like in the store, I definitely would have tried the one size down to see which one I liked. But because I ordered it online and this one fit, I decided to just keep it. So that's just something to be mindful of. If you don't carry a lot of weight in your upper body, like in your shoulder and like chest area, if you don't carry a lot of weight, I would size down. But otherwise, take your normal size. It's very, very comfortable and it's actually really cute on. This dress honestly gives me a lot of like comme des garçons vibes. Like the actual comme des garçons brand and line, not like the play line and the 50 other offshoots of Comme des Garçons. It is giving me a little bit of that look and feel. If you wore like really chunky platform sneakers with this, you could probably achieve that look really easily. But I honestly hoped that they would have had this in a different color. If this came in other colors, I would have picked it up in other colors, given that it's at a really great price point, and it's a lot of dress for not a lot of money, and something that I think would be super easy to wear in the summertime. The other item I picked up is this one right here. I don't know if you can see, it has like some palmy leaves on it. I picked this up specifically as a beach cover up. I had been looking for one for a while. I was actually looking for one for my trip to Hawaii last year, and I could not find one in time that I liked for that trip, so I went with a lot of other cover-ups. They're mostly white, really, and I still wanted a black one, something that was just really easy to put on over. Also something that wasn't too see-through, that I could probably still wear in the summertime in New York City. And when this arrived, I was actually pleasantly surprised. It was actually better than I expected it to be. It's a little bit more, I believe it's rayon, so it's a little bit more slinky than I thought it was going to be, but I actually like that. It's really not that see-through, which I appreciate. So if you're looking for some cover-ups, this is definitely a good one. This one also wasn't very expensive. And lastly, I have a few accessory pieces that are also new. There are a couple of items from a brand called Vintage Hollywood. I believe this is a Korean jewelry brand. I purchased it from wconcept.com. Basically, WConcept is a website where you're able to purchase from Korean brands. A lot of times the items will be made to order, or they will be on like a slight pre-order. So sometimes you need to account for some additional time for delivery. They will give you estimated delivery for all of your items anyway when you purchase them, so it's like really transparent from the beginning. But this is a good way to be able to get some items from Korea without having to purchase from a Korean site and see if they can deliver internationally and then deal with all of the like currency conversions and things like that. They have a US website that you can shop from, and they will ship it to the States. So I purchased two items from Vintage Hollywood. This is the first one that arrived. They are this pair of vintage heart earrings. They are in this super crystal, super sparkly. They remind me of these like Alessandra Rich earrings that I wanted to get, but they were very large. The ones that I originally saw, they were like they probably like hit my shoulder large, and I loved the look of them, but I just couldn't see myself wearing those earrings just because of their size. So when I saw these, I was super stoked. I was really excited, and when they came, they actually look so much better in person than the picture online. But I love these earrings. They are super cute, and I can't wait to style them in different ways. The other item from Vintage Hollywood is actually still on its way to me, but what I purchased was a string of pearls necklace. The pearls themselves are actually very small. I was intending on wearing this as a layering piece with a lot of other necklaces, and I just thought it was really cool and fresh to have like pearls be in the mix because of how small they are, and being able to mix them with some chunkier pieces. I thought it would add a very interesting element to a lot of those like necklace stacks, if you will. So those are my two items from Vintage Hollywood. The last accessories piece is actually a pair of sunglasses. I purchased these after I filmed my Instagram made me buy it, but these are actually influenced by Lisa D1 on YouTube. I've watched her for years. She shared these sunglasses on one of her recent haul videos that I just really liked the shape of them, so I decided to give them a try as well. They look like this. These are Privé Revaux X Benzo, so I believe there's some kind of collaboration pair. They have a straighter top, but they're still a bit elongated with a cat eye corner, and I liked the interesting shape of them. These basically remind me of if like the Celine sunglasses and the newest like Dior pair of sunglasses I have, if both of them had a baby, this is what we would come out with. The traditional like Celine sunglasses, they don't fit my face very well. I think they're a little too large, covers a little too much of my eyebrow, and it just looks a little too cartoonish on my face. And in general, like cat eye shapes look best on my face shape. So when I saw these, I thought they would be perfect to try out and see if I can get that kind of straight top look without it looking cartoonish. And I actually like how these look on me. So this is what they look like on me. And I feel like they're really light, they're comfortable, and they're not too overpowering. They're not too large, they don't hit my cheeks, and they still have that slight like cat eye flare, which I feel like is very slimming overall for any face shape. And so I feel like these would be very flattering for most face shapes, and they should sit comfortably on most people's faces. They have this, which is the full black. They have a white frame with black lenses, and then they have a red frame with red mirror lenses. They also are not very expensive, which I appreciate. I like my really nice sunglasses, but I also like having ones that aren't super expensive because they're easier to like take to the beach or to the poolside and just kind of throw around if you have to, and you don't like feel so bad about doing that. It also comes in this beautiful case. It's like a velvet feel to it. I'm really impressed with this brand and their sunglasses, so I'm really tempted to get the white pair, and I might break down and end up buying the white pair. We'll see, but I like the pair that I got. That is everything. That was my little bit of quarantine retail therapy. So much of it is black, and I know we are heading into spring, but sometimes I just can't help it. Like I said, at least I'm wearing some color today, so it doesn't feel like, you know, all I wear is black, but that's kind of true. If you have any questions on any of these items or really anything at all, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Sunday. And as always, I hope everybody stays safe and stay well. So until next time,